Good morning, and it is the start of the weekend and this video. So I've done little bits of coding since the last, that was number 5, the update that I posted last week. I've done little bits at work of just connecting the entry view, if you've seen that part before, and I found an error on Swift data for some reason that doesn't allow, it has an error with one of the containers that's actually on the phone. So I, I briefly passed it through Grok to see if it had some service level things that I hadn't thought of. Gave me a couple and it didn't really help. What's strange is that actually I've written this code before and it's simple for it. It's just using the macros, Swift macros of querying the entries from the stored entry base. And for some reason, it just doesn't like the container that it's made on the phone. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to just ignore it for the moment because it doesn't break anything immediately that I need to work on. But I'm going to go a little deeper if I can over the weekend on that one. But otherwise, I can't remember what's next to do. Oh, entry view. I'm going to do the entry view. I'm also going to sort out my hair. But first, I'm going to make a coffee. And then I'm going to go upstairs and actually start coding and then film what happens over the weekend as we go. And that will be this video. So, yeah, if that's of interest, carry on watching and we'll see what happens and how much we get done this weekend. The first task that we're going to have for this morning is going to be dealing with the entry view. So when I've got a new entry or event, that I want them to be able to enter it, well, in a logical, clear screen. So that's the plan. Um, I've already got a design for that from what I made in the previous version. So I kind of like that, and I'm going to stick with that. So it's basically just sort of like Z stacks of a rectangle, color rectangle containing that part of the entry and obviously to sort of help divide it up a little bit instead of just a straight form makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. But hopefully anyone who's good at UI, if you're watching this, then please comment freely of what needs to change because I'm not a UI expert at all. So I'd appreciate the feedback and the help. But anyway, so that's it. So new entry view, I need to make sure that the entries are being saved correctly into Swift data. And then I really want to make sure that they're saving correctly and that the tiles on the calendar, I've got a little object on there on the top of the Z stack that will become visible if there's an entry on that day. So I just want to make sure that that's loading and displaying correctly as well. So that's kind of my goal. And yeah, new desk as well. So we went with the other one was kind of along here on this wall, and this one's like it could be made. I didn't realize when I bought it, you could make it in about 3 different ways. So I just went with this corner version, sort of, so I have somewhere to put stuff around me, and it works well, much better. The other one was quite cramped. Like the desk had like at the end of the desk, it had like a bookcase, which is handy. But when you've got like 2 screens and everything, you end up sort of just keep hitting yourself against the bookcase. So anyway, and don't think that was probably very interesting, but we'll keep it in. I don't plan on editing this too much. So anyway, entry view, data saving correctly. Yeah. Let's get onto this, shall we? So I've just been doing this for a few minutes and it is taking long. I'm just making out Z stacks with V stacks inside and obviously in a scroll view. What do you think of that effect, by the way, of just keeping the scroll view like that so the header isn't affected? I thought I'd try that and see what it looks like on the finished result. But yeah, taking me ages because the simulator has officially died, which is a little bit of a pain. So for the last like 20 minutes, I'm having to keep running it on the simulator with all the different updates I'm doing. So, it's actually processing. It might work. Nope. No, there's a door now.
Okay. Right, I'll reboot Xcode in a sec, actually. I think I might try that next. See if that actually does the trick. But yeah, so we're getting there slowly but surely. Each of these has been stored in a temporary value data in the view, and then at the end we're going to submit it and put it into the model context. So that will do the events.
Okay. So we are looking at, so when we come into the end of this, just for right now. So I'll probably finish the video here of all the things that I've done. Well, the things that, yeah, I don't know how much I've accomplished in the grand scheme of things, really, because I've only worked on this one view. But let's go through it together of where we've got to, and I'll show you where we are. So if I run that again on the simulator, we've got obviously the calendar view, which goes through anyway. So when you select a date, it then brings up our entries, and our entries are then add one in there. So our entry view now looks like this. So I've done a scroll view with each of these Z stacks containing the rectangle with like a picker or and the content within it. So I'm trying to just divide it up. Again, like I said earlier, if there's anyone who's into UI and UX, I'm sure you'd be screaming into the screen right now. There's much better looking apps than this, but for me, this will work. And for me, this is actually pretty good. So I'm impressed that I got this far. It would look a lot worse, believe me. So yeah, this is where we're at. So we've got to selecting the event type, the date and time, and the severity of the event. And then we've got different triggers that you can select. And in the background, I haven't actually implemented this yet. I've created the function, but haven't implemented it. What's going to do is it's going to add or remove these from an array in the view that will then get saved into the event. So I just need to put that together, but that'll be my next thing. And then this bit is probably the bit that I'm most proud of. So we've got a text field at the bottom here. And if it registers my click, what we'll do is let's just type stuff. So for one thing, it's obviously going to open up and go down the lines as it does. It doesn't just keep scrolling across horizontally. So that's great because we did a alignment. But what we also did with a geometry effect was able to match the rectangle behind it in the Z stack. So this updates every time that this create text field creates a new line. So save just scrolling off. Now the rectangle behind actually will match the spacing underneath every time it creates the new line, which I'm super pleased with. I'm glad that works. And yeah, and then we have the save button, which again, I haven't put the functionality in with that yet, but that's next step. So next step is the functionality. It will be the save function, and then it will be the array function of adding all of these things in and out of the array as you select or deselect the possible triggers. So that's pretty much it. That's where we're at. Um, yeah, I don't know if this is helpful or entertaining for or interesting for if you're watching, but if you are, thank you very much for watching this far. I'm going to be keep posting these, like I said, every week because it just keeps me committed to doing it and to doing something on the app because I feel I have to do something to post about it. So yeah, it's keeping me going. So I appreciate that for whoever's watching. And yeah, if you are watching this far, please could you just leave a message down below or even email me or whatever, just basically just with the things that you would want to see. Is it you would want to see the code, some more code? Is it you want to see more of a walkthrough of how I'm making things, the thought process, or all of the above? Whatever it is, whatever function that you would like to see of this process, I'd appreciate to know because then I'll just add that into the video. I'll just make more of an effort to film that part of it. And yeah, I hope this style of just filming and uploading it is working as well. That it's just unedited and as it is. Um, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you again in the next one next week. So see you. Bye.